what's up, everyone? I'm Juan Gonzalez. I am the owner of Key to Results, and I'm here to talk to you guys today about who I am and my journey to where I am today. Of course, I told you guys my name, and what this channel is about is going to be everything involving Key to Results and what it is, how it came about, my mission, my goal, and just everything behind the scenes of what it is to be a part of Key to Results and what it is to be owner of Key to Results. So to start off, of course, you guys know I'm Juan Gonzalez. I am from New York, originally born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. So shout out to all my New Yorkers out there. But around about, I would say, I was probably around like 10, 11. I moved down to Jersey, and I spent some time in Jersey, kind of a few different parts of Jersey. So I kind of know Jersey pretty well in the different parts of it. I went to high school in a place called Matawan, New Jersey, which is kind of like the middle of nowhere. Not many people know of it unless you're from that area or you know Jersey really well. So that's exit 120 on the Garden State Parkway. Because everything in Jersey is based off the exit off the Parkway, to be honest. And after high school, I played some sports in high school where I ran some track. Was not a big fan of track. Track was not my thing. It just was too boring for me. I ran things like the 100, the 200, the 4IH, the 110s. I ain't even bother, to be honest. I think my knees still got some scars from when I fell in the 4IH. So for those of you who don't know what a 4IH is a lap around the whole track with hurdles in the middle of it. So it does suck. But in high school, I also ran, like I said, track, and I also wrestled in high school. So I wrestled varsity all 4 years in high school. Loved wrestling, and I also played football in high school. Going into college, it was a pretty big shift in who I became as far as who I am today. It was a big shift in a lot of different aspects of my life, made a big change. And going into college, I played football. So I played football in a small school called Kane University, which is in, I would say, probably somewhere in the upper part of Jersey, where it's super close. It's like actually right on the other side of the Goethals Bridge, for those of you guys who know that area. So it's kind of like in the middle of, one side of campus was in Elizabeth, and the other side of campus was in Union, so Union, New Jersey. So I played football there. I played safety, and I played my freshman year. I played freshman spring ball, and then after that, life made a huge change for me. And looking back at it, I think a change happened where my parents moved down. Within Jersey, we kind of moved a little bit, and my parents decided to move down to Florida, and I didn't want to leave. I kind of wanted to try to continue to play football and also just to finish school. I felt like if I was to move at that point, I would have to take a year off, and I would be losing time, where I'm a type of person where I like to get things done as fast as I can. And I felt like if I was to move down to Florida, I'm gonna be losing a year because, I don't want to pay out-of-state tuition and different things like that. And I decided to stay. But with that came not being able to play football. I had to work, I had to find a job, so I had to be a full-time employee and also a full-time student, which was very hard. And then to add a whole full-time sport, pretty much, because what people don't realize is sports in college is a whole beast on its own. It's hard enough school or the academic side of it all, but sports in college is super hard. No matter what division you're in or what sport it is, it's still a lot of work. It's still a lot of effort you need to put into it, especially if you want to be good at it, So I had to put aside football. And at that same time, I had some injuries where it kind of made me realize where maybe I should take a step back from football. Maybe it's not worth it. And it was kind of around the same time where the whole concussion and different things like that was super high, which was only a couple years ago, but it's kind of when things were starting to pick up. And I actually ended up getting hurt and didn't finish out the season the way I wanted to my freshman year. And it kind of just led to my thought of not continuing to play football anymore. And I tell you, like right after not being able to play, like it broke me down. And I think I was depressed, to be honest. I was living alone for the first time at 19, 20, and not being able to play football, it like really just took a toll on me. And I mean, looking at that point, it was really tough on me. But looking back at it from where I am today, it helped me a lot in being able to learn a lot of different things about myself and who I am, who I truly am. And I'm definitely, with every negative thing, you have to look at it in a good way. You do learn even in the bad times, if that makes sense. So that's what I ended up doing. And then a couple years late, about 2 years after that, I'm still trying to finish school. I was presented with the opportunity again to move down here to Florida to where I am today and finish out school. Things didn't work out at my old school, and I started off at Kane University as a bio major and quickly found out bio was not for me in any way, shape, or form. I found myself where I was kind of like pushing myself to go to the library because I knew I had to, not because I wanted to. And for those of you out there trying to figure out what you want to do with your life or different things like that, you're going to find out when you don't have to force yourself to do anything for it, if that makes sense. And so I started off as a bio major, and then I transitioned to athletic training. And I loved it. I really did. And I learned a lot. But with that program, it didn't work out for me. And that's when the opportunity presented itself again to move down here. So I originally applied to FIU a year before I actually moved down here. And I got accepted to FIU, and I applied also to UCF in Orlando. And UCF just never accepted me nor denied me. So I don't know whatever happened to the application. And I was so set on going to FIU, which is down in Miami. So I was actually really hyped about being in Miami. And I don't know, I came down, I went to go visit a school, and I went back up to Jersey. And to be honest, I don't really know what happened. I just never made the move. I never made the change. And I continued to study there at my old school until like another year after that, where I came down to Florida and I transferred to UCF. And once I transferred, I changed my majors again to sports and exercise science or kinesiology. And that's actually what I ended up graduating with my bachelor's in kinesiology. So it was kind of like a whirlwind of different majors and different things going on in life. And I remembered right before going into college, one of my trainers, Jerry, he told me college is going to be the most fun you would ever have in your life. And it's also going to be the hardest times of your life. Like I literally, like I can hear his voice telling me this to this day. And like, I don't know if I didn't believe it at the time or I kind of just took it as him just saying things to me, because we would always have conversations. And like, is the truth. It was like the best times of my life and also the hardest times of my life. And like, you learn so much within those couple years when you literally right out of high school. You learn different things about yourself, like what you can handle physically, mentally, and you realize how much stress is really out there. Sometimes our parents kind of or guardians or just family in general kind of just shield us off from different things. And we don't realize how tough things really are until we're really on our own. And that played a huge role, I believe, in me I ended up getting diagnosed with hypothyroidism. So hypothyroidism is an autoimmune disease where your thyroid gland does not produce enough hormones. So things like weight gain, depression, hair loss. Honestly, this hair loss stuff, I ain't even gonna blame it on the thyroid. I'm gonna blame it on my dad and his genes. But it's all good. I was told I look good, so it was all right. And so yeah, stress I believe played a huge role because I never had any problems with just health in general. So battling that and just different things. So you do learn a lot about yourself and how to handle yourself in different situations. So that's pretty much all I have for you guys today. So make sure you guys are liking, commenting, subscribe, and share this channel. Also, if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys follow me on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook. It's all the same. It's Key to Results. So make sure you guys are out there looking for me.